So when we're talking about what can an ArcBoss power top end or sub-arc or even a custom build do for your company, it kind of the benefits of this type of soft automation is probably right where the welding industry is right now. We're moving from a very custom world to a world that will at some point, automation will probably run the show. We're walking along that path. ArcBoss feels, we feel like we're closer to where the path is right now. These are semi-automatic systems. I know that as I own a machine shop, we machine every bit of this. All of these components are machined in our shop, except for the electronic stuff in Spulp, Oklahoma. And being in the machine shop industry since 1991, owning my own business since 2004, I understand all of the things that automation can bring, and I understand the challenges that automation can bring. Whenever you're looking at making an investment in your company, you're always considering what's my return on that going to be? How is that going to affect my efficiency? Is this going to make me more consistent? How can I scale this? You're saying, okay, now we've estimated that job. What's our actual time versus our estimated time look like? How efficient were we on that? Or is what's my competition doing? Or how can I get a leg up on my competition? I know that because I ask those questions every day in business. And so as you look at purchasing an ArcBoss unit, there's going to be a huge bump in safety, because there's one of the most frightened people I've seen in this earth is a welder at 50 years of age. It doesn't show up in fear, it kind of shows up in anger sometimes. It shows up in somebody that's not very helpful because they're concerned. They're concerned about how their body's holding up over time, and are they going to be able to finish this thing out? Or is somebody going to come in and replace me that can work faster? They still have it in their heart. It's still in their head, but their body's broken down over years of doing this job. So the ArcBoss unit brings a lot of safety to the table. It's going to put that welder a percentage of his time. What we say is we want the hottest, the hardest, the most time-consuming. Give those things to us. Leave the man to do only the things that a man can do. And if we are able to take those parts of the body, if it's filling a weld with flux core, where it's really hot and it's really usually takes a long time, especially as you go up in diameter, that safety aspect is a really powerful part of the ArcBoss system because it takes a lot of stress off the human body. I know another big thing that you're looking at is how fast am I going to pay this thing back? What's my return on investment? Whenever you look at the industry standards for hood downtime, depending on what publications you read, they're going to say 15 to 20% generally in a shop is actually how much time that welder spends with his hood down. If you can affect that by 5%, man, it doesn't take very long for this unit to start paying for itself. One of the first shops that we walked into said, after a day and a half of using our system, they said, this cuts my filling cap times with flux core in half. And when he said it, I was like, it kind of took me back. I was like, he just said $1 million sentence, for a big shop. And it was good because after about 5 years, they actually had 3 of our units at that time, and now they came back and bought one of our larger systems. And after 5 years later, I said, do you still feel that way? Do you still feel like this cuts your filling cap times with flux core in half? And he said, yes. So efficiency is a very big part of our job, or what we do or bring to the table for companies. It shows up in a very consistent weld, and that consistency is the aesthetics of that weld and also the performance. It'll do the same thing all day, every day. It's really, it looks like metal and it looks like machine parts, but at the end of the day, it's consistency. It gives you the ability to scale the best parts of your business. And it gives you the ability to help maybe older welders or younger welders, guys that are not in the prime of their game maybe, and it takes them and kind of elevates the game for them. It's really easy to have some of your younger guys that are not as experienced, to put them on this system and let them help out those guys that you have that are very capable and frankly, in the heart of their career as far as their capabilities and what they can bring to the table. So it brings scalability, rapid return on investment, big safety bump. I know that you care about the guys that, you know, I guess you'd say it this way, maybe to you, but you're interested in taking care of the guys that are taking care of you, you know. So that's what ArcBoss is to an owner. It's consistency that brings a very rapid return on your investment.